Well, boy, what's crack?
Not a whole lot, Tommy. You? All good?
I'm good, thank you. Enjoying this weather, man. It is so good.
It's incredible, to be fair. And knowing the fact that the Leaving Cert is probably in 3 weeks, and the weather always gets better for the Leaving Cert.
I actually was out with the kids yesterday, and somebody was saying, my poor kids are trying to study at the minute.
Oh, God, God love them. I was actually, Sophie was up at a hockey thing, and I went in to use the toilet, and there was a study hall full of junior and Leaving Cert students just getting it done on a Saturday. You were like, oh, God love them.
Our thoughts go out to those doing exams at the minute, but absolutely keep those exams going, because this weather, it's always brilliant when the exam season is on. It's so good. I'm loving it. Welcome along to the Offload podcast with a really special guest today. Our favourite of the Lions, the one who's going to be the bit of crack on tour. Mack Hansen's going to join us later on, so I'm really excited to catch up with him. We have to discuss quickly Ulster losing to Munster last weekend. Well, congratulations. Munster season continues for another week. We'll see where that goes. We'll discuss that in a minute. Ulster devastated. Big game
all
against
done.
Edinburgh. Well, but to be fair, Ulster season's not, you would hope, not done, because if Edinburgh to do a job on Munster on Friday night, or on Ulster on Friday night, it really puts the pressure on.
Yeah.
Munster and Benetton on Saturday, so it's going to be a cracker of a weekend, actually. So
That's been so.
we hope we do you a favour.
Yeah, and to be fair, if anyone would, you know what I mean? To be fair, I can't see Ulster going out, and you know what I mean? Just saying, oh yeah, we're on our holidays. They'll always rock up, won't they? Were you disappointed though? Second half again, Tommy. No points in your second half, man. What's going on?
Don't know. Just no impact off the bench. Are well able to play some good rugby, but just shows our lack of depth. Now, I did think we did have a strong squad going down there. I felt confident, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't get to watch it. I was on the wine. I was at a dinner. I was
brilliant.
Following
I'm really honest with you. Do you know,
I had it recorded and had to listen to you giving it the big one on the telly after, so that's sickening. Yeah, go on, tell us, what were you saying?
No, do you know what? It was a fitting way to send out Pete, and it could potentially be, it won't be Conor Murray's last game of rugby, but you know, you never know.
In Thomond Park, that's where they made their name, you know?
Yeah, exactly, and Stephen Archer. But I promise you, like, there was 18,000 there, maybe a little bit more. You would not have believed the noise for Pete scoring that corner. It was honestly, it was like there was 40,000 there. It was like, honestly, it was animal-like. It was incredible to be there for that moment. It was
the final nail on the coffin, really, that one, wasn't it? Crossfield kick, he's standing out there, climbs above Nathan. I mean, fair play. Like, it was a great score, great kick by Crowd as well.
The athlete's still there, man. That monster CMJ jump is still there. It's quite frightening, isn't it, that... You know what's getting...
Remember that, like, this is for people, when Pete came into the squad with Ireland, there's a counter movement jump. You have to put your hands on your hips. You have to stand on this mat and jump as high as you can back down. It sounds so simple. It is so simple, but they test it to see your explosive power. Like the backs, Trimby was always the biggest from what I remember. He was kind of early 50s, maybe might hit a mid 50. I was kind of late 40s, whatever else. And they kind of used it to determine speed and power. Yeah. Pete, this young back rower out of nowhere is hitting 55s to 60s. I mean, it's a freak.
And then there was the other one. Remember the drop jump where you're on and you kind of fall down or jumped, not so much
off
jump.
Step. You jump off a step and then drop off a step,
measures reaction speed and stuff like that. But he was freakish. I remember the first time he did it with Munster, none of us would believe the score.
No, I didn't believe it.
Yeah, we were all there like, do that again. You know what I mean? There's glitch in it. And you know the way everyone learned different tricks? There was this thing, if you landed really heavy on the mat, that it might give you extra scores. And he landed like a cat, man. You didn't even hear him landing. We were like, what's going on? Yeah, but...
Yeah, that's all right. What would you actually... What would... As a power athlete...
Yeah, like myself, I remember kind of 47s, 48, but I'd always try to compete.
Get a grip. You were not a 47.
I was, man. I was a 47.
You're at 17.
I'm on to Aidan O'Connell, man. I'm going to get those scores up for you.
I want to print out of this. I don't believe that for a second.
Myself and Marcus Horn had a deal in Spala In Spala, we count a movement jump every morning to see how lads were holding up. It's kind of good way of also measuring
recovery.
Yeah, and we'd have to do it every morning. But the deal was, if you lost, you carried the other person's bag. And Horn beat me every morning for 3 weeks. I carried that fella's bag around the place non-stop. It got
They
to the
should
point.
do this on the Lions, where the worst CMJ has to carry Bill, the mascot.
Yeah,
I actually saw Pollock, who of course is going to be the youngest player on the Lions this time, who is going to have to carry the mascot Bill. It's an absolute horrible job because lads are always stealing it. You're trying to concentrate on the Lions' first test, and you're panicking more about where the bloody teddy bear is. But
and he gets up to mischief, Bill, doesn't he? Like some of it gets caught in camera for the lads, and it's all good fun. It's great.
There's a lot of giddy lads who aren't in the squad who are all up to no good and anything to try and get one over the youngest players. But actually, it was Pollock. He said that his mum and dad said to him, why don't you undo the stitching on it and put an air tag in it? Stitch it back up. How clever is that?
That's incredibly smart, isn't it?
Yeah. That's why we wouldn't have done it.
Trust parents. I also love that I read somewhere that he said he feels sorry for Bill getting to hang around with him for the whole tour. I was there. Good honesty, fella. Fair play. This, honestly, thank God for him.
I'm actually so excited for the Lions. I'm so excited. I mean, I know the announcement was just last week, but it's just starting to spread through. You see the excitement of the players who got picked, the nerves. I mean, people just don't realise how you have no idea. Anything, no inkling. I saw Craig Casey today watching his own, was devastated. Everybody thinks they have a chance going into that. And even with some of the outside calls as well, people who probably thought they weren't going to get in it, you're just keeping an eye on, and I love seeing the reactions.
Do you know what I'd love now, though? All those players to remember this moment, because there's going to be a test. There's going to be a midweek team named the Tuesday before the first test, and it's amazing how egos kick in at that point. And that's how you know how tight your squad is. At this moment, any of those lads would do anything to play in that game. And just like, it's amazing. Like the eliteness of the Lions is the best of the best. You know what I mean? But when you're good and you don't get the nod, it can affect people in different ways.
Everyone who's picked in that squad believes they'll be starting the first test. There's nobody picked on that thinking like, I'll be just play midweek on the lead up to the first game. No way. I mean, and particularly like the first week's training, the intensity is going to be like nothing they've ever experienced before. I mean, it's the ultimate, and that's why the players are so excited to be there. And even with the professionalism and the amount of games these players are having to play all the time, to still see the hunger to be a part of it is just amazing.
They're going to have to perform. I saw somewhere, actually you sent it to me, Lions tickets, Tommy, $279 to go to a Lions match.
It's a bit like, for a sport that is struggling down in Australia, this is their big opportunity to try and put rugby union back on the map. And then I was actually Australian supporters, a podcast down under that was raging with this. And I was actually talking to somebody as part of the Lions. They were no, they were not part of the Lions, but they were part of the crew going down there. And they're thinking that there could be as many Lion supporters in the crowd, given the amount of Irish and English and stuff who are living down there, who are obviously probably in good jobs, who are willing. So, I mean, there could be a huge sea of red down there.
There will be. Do you remember those times? Was it South Africa or was it New Zealand where you'd go to the window the night before the test, and there was a crowd outside the hotel trying to get autographs and different things?
South Africa was unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. But when you went to the window, so if I went to the window, they'd start singing The Fields of Athenry, or if one of the Welsh lads, they'd be singing Bread of Heaven, and then if one of the English lads went, they booed.
You can stick your chariots.
You're there, so good.
Joe Worsley, get away from the window, man. We don't need this sort of negativity.
English full of shoutings. Can someone pull the curtains there? The lights hitting the telly, and you're there. You go do it.
It's so exciting. Now, see Suoli, the centre, the young hotshot down there, he's broken his jaw. Fingers crossed he's going to be available. But it gets to this stage now where players are a bit panicked. Munster obviously had this. It's the final round of the URC. You have Leinster, you have Glasgow, who are going to be in knockout stages. A lot of players are going to be playing a couple of games, but with that fear of picking up an injury and missing out on the tour. But
there's already a number injured already.
Wasn't there? Yeah.
Like Blair Kinghorn in the brace.
The knee brace, yeah.
You know, the way you just get nervous. Of course, braces could be, you know what I mean, just taking the strain off and stuff like that. But when you don't know, you want to be match ready, don't you, coming into it?
I saw Curry, the back rower with England as well. He was going to be getting a wrist operation. They've decided to put it back to after the tour. So yeah, players
what a
do what they
machine,
got to do.
You know he's in pain, man, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, and he's just gone. Do you know what? That can wait.
Big time. But listen, Donncha, we've all had to kind of play through injuries and get surgery. I mean, my summer holidays were based on getting a surgery and then recovering through the 4 weeks holidays and then moving on. So that's kind of when you get to that stage of your career. You didn't have that many.
No, but you're right. There does come a point where you know you're never going to be 100% again, and then there's the point in the season where you realise, okay, I'm carrying this for as long as I can. You know what I mean? Because I can't stop here, you know, and that's, at least, you know, he's been so honest about it, saying, I know it's painful, but I'm going to try to get through.
You can dig in. I mean, paracetamol and adrenaline can get you through an awful lot, particularly when it's a Lions series. But they'll be asked to back up, yeah.
I look at them now, though, they're all such freaks. You know what I mean? I think they're carrying way more than we would have. You know what I mean? And, like, the bangs, the knocks, no, man. They're honestly, the Marines, aren't they? They're incredible to be going on.
Well, when you see Pollock at 20, I mean, and he's going to fill out a lot more. Like, he's going to get bigger. But I mean, they are freaks, yeah.
But then you have the rootless side of sport, man. Did you see Gloucester during the week leaving 19 players go? It's in a state of flux in ways, isn't it? I know we see the upside of it, but there's 19 lads being told, jog on, you know?
Well, this is it. I mean, you have Thomas Williams, I think, was one of those who's obviously Lions scrum half has been let go. You have that. I mean, this is this crazy side. We've talked about this before. You have Gloucester letting go of 15 players. You have Terenure College in Dublin signing Carlos Spencer as their head coach.
Spencer, did you hear that? It is unbelievable. That you know what I was thinking? I thought of you straight away. That would be the equivalent of Christian Cullen coaching the Perennials.
Oh, the golden oldies.
The golden oldies, like it's incredible. And look, I don't mean to sound harsh about it, but I am a little bit worried about that. I genuinely am. I look at the way 1A is at the moment and the grow towards the Dublin teams. You know what I mean? How I'm going to worry.
I mean, Clontarf obviously beat UCC. UCC a hell of a team as well. But how can you realistically afford to bring in Carlos Spencer? I mean, even in his thank you, did you watch his thank you message that like I'm looking for? He didn't pronounce Terenure right.
Brilliant.
No, so I mean, I'm travelling to the other side of the world. No, not to join Leinster, to join one of their academies in Terenure. I mean, listen, fair play to them, Terenure. Like, that is a hell of a coup. Maybe was it Rala? Isn't Rala's their
could you imagine
main man in there? We've done plenty of dinners raising money for bloody Terenure and Rala. This is where it's all been going to.
Exactly. You couldn't get more opposites when it comes to rugby in terms of vision of how it should be played between Rala and Carlos Spencer. Like, but honestly, Tommy, not just saying that. Imagine getting coached by him. Imagine being a young player there, seeing his view of manipulating space. Can I be a bit harsh, man? If you were in that fold, like, who would you rather be coached by, Carlos Spencer or Tyler Blendell?
Oh, listen. I mean, the one thing though, I mean, you do have to say is that a lot of those young lads probably don't know who Carlos Spencer is. Yeah, I know that's crazy, but like, he's our vintage. Like, but once the name comes through and they watch the YouTube videos,
exactly,
the kick from the sideline,
not even the kick from the sideline, running over to the sideline to make sure he had the kick. I love that Doug Howlett's beside him the whole way, going, "Oh, think about this, Carlos."
Oh,
you know what I mean?
My God, that is balls.
Yeah,
that was because it was a draw at that stage, wasn't he? Still had to nail the kick. He nailed it out.
Ah, wow. But then YouTube serves him well. You know what I mean? Like, that is, like, I remember when we signed Doug Howlett, man, and you just looked at his YouTube clips, you were like, oh my goodness, this is what's coming in the door, you know? So it's, as opposed to
what his counter movement jump was like.
He'd be
No
carrying
YouTube of
Marcus's
that.
back.
I want to see a YouTube of your counter movement jump because I do not believe you were in the 40s.
You're keeping me down the whole time. You know that? Victim me. Well, I was way
right.
behind Marcus Horn, which is true.
Come on, quickly before we get Mac on. Munster this weekend, huge game against, it's a winner takes all, really, yourselves in Benetton. It's in Cork. Going to be a good crowd there. Big send off for the lads again.
Yeah, it's sold out. It's sold out. And look, it's right to send Peter O'Mahony out. I know it was brilliant last time in Thomond, and Thomond's our home, but he's a Cork boy, and to send him out in Cork, same with Stephen Archer. But they're going to have to go to the well. And I noticed that last week as well. Like, Pete had to nearly have a man of the match performance for us to get there, you know? Yeah. There's still areas to get better at for Munster. Line out all over the place, man. Personally, I feel we overplay, Tommy. We play too much. I know it's great about our attack and stuff like that, but I just look at the areas of the pitch we played a bit, and I'm nervous, man. Have they 15 Italian internationals in that Benetton team? The calibre of...
They're bloody good, man. They are actually...
Against
like, they put 33 points on Glasgow, 33-7 they won.
Oh, it's a right banana skin, man. Oh, isn't it? I'm so nervous about it.
Like, you think how many Lions are in that Glasgow team? They were, I think, second in the league. I think maybe they've nailed second still. But, I mean, to have Benetton, to go to Benetton and to get 5 tries to they're third now in the league. Sorry, just looking at it now. But yeah, it is. Listen, it's a big game.
I'm nervous, Tommy. I'm nervous. Isn't this a magic?
It's going to be a cracker. It's going to be last weekend of the URC is actually going to be really good.
But then imagine, I can't even say it. But imagine if it didn't go our way.
Yeah.
Imagine not being in Europe, man.
Well, that's three of the Irish. Leinster obviously going to top the table. Then you could potentially have Munster, Ulster definitely missing out on Connacht.
Wow,
sad. Yeah,
sad.
Good,
sad.
Imagine Munster with the history and beating La Rochelle and being such a vital cog of European rugby and not making it in.
I mean, you're not getting any nibble. I know what you're after, but you genuinely, man.
What would that mean to you? To be in the Challenge Cup next year.
Genuinely.
After the abuse you've given Connacht this year about how nobody cares.
Well,
about heading off to Tbilisi and then the far side of Russia to play.
It's you I've been slagging over that. I haven't been slagging Connacht. I'm actually gutted that they're in it. But do you know what? One thing I'll say, Tommy, what I always felt about that Challenge Cup, it's easier, I feel, in the knockout stages. You know, the way you would have dropped into it, bar that losing bonus point or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, when you come in that way, the group stages are very difficult. It's hard to get out of the groups in that. It's no slam dunk, like, for the lack of coin that's involved in it. Oh,
I love how you're sticking up for it. Right, anyway, we'll see what happens.
Straight away, always wanted to be in the Challenge Cup.
For people who are watching the video to see the look of fear in Duncan's face, I mean, honestly,
it is unthinkable. It is unthinkable us not being in Europe. Honestly, I swear, I'd be sick.
Well, I would have thought the same, and unfortunately, Ulster are and Connacht. So,
yeah.
Listen, let's hope Munster do the job this weekend, as well as I'd love to see. Let's hope Ulster do a job against Edinburgh. It makes that a little bit easier for you. Time to bring on our guest, who will be joining us in the Challenge Cup next year. He's 28 caps for Ireland, has just been named in the British and Irish Lions team, a man who's going to bring the crack to the team down under, Mack Hansen. How are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, good. No, thanks for having me, lads. Good to chat to you always. Excited for the next couple of minutes.
You look like you're sweating in the car, fella. What's going on? Are you being a scant, right? I know what you're at. You're into the sea swimming, but you won't pay the few quid to do the sauna, so you turn on the heat in the car, and then boom, straight into the ocean. Recovery done.
Not just a pretty face, mate. It's exactly right.
It's actually a warm day in Galway.
It's like 20... What is it? It says it's 31 degrees in my car at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love this. This is the extent of training you are going to for the Lions tour. You're acclimatizing to the heat in Brisbane. All right. Well done. Always a professional.
Yeah, well, I just know the amount of good rigs there are in Australia at the moment, so I'm a bit pudgy compared to them. So mate, it's just these little extras that are going to make the difference when I'm over there, you know?
Always is.
Andy Farrell knows that as well. Here, listen, honestly, man, massive congratulations. How excited for you? Obviously, growing up in Australia as well, getting to go there. But before we get into that, like getting selected for the Lions, how special was it for you?
Oh, I genuinely couldn't believe it. I remember, so I was just watching it on the beach. It's the longest lead up ever as well.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Oh, I couldn't believe the amount of.
You didn't enjoy the painting.
Oh.
The painting in the corner didn't catch you at all.
No, unfortunately not. Yeah, so I ended up going for a swim, and then when I came back, they finally started reading the names. And then once my name was read out, I just started bawling, crying straight away. It was it's one of the best feelings I've ever had in my entire life.
Genuinely, you were crying.
Tears were flowing, mate, absolutely flowing. Then I called mum and dad straight away, and they were very much the same. Like it was, it's incredible.
Like you've come over here, Mac. You're playing just such good rugby as well, but I'd say it is that extra bit special for you getting to go back. You know, your parents in Australia as well. Like it's a real once in a lifetime. I mean, pinch me moment for you to be part of that Lions tour, going down to Australia. Yeah, it is. Like, and you know, because genuinely nobody has an idea. So many people since the announcement were coming, surely they were given a heads up. But when you just don't know and it could go either way, I mean, it just does make it that little bit more special.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, isn't it? Like you literally find out once your name is read. So I think it's a great way of doing it. I think it's really cool, and it's obviously very exciting, but at the same time, I just wanted to know. I would have loved a little message just saying, like a thumbs up, going, you're in, and then you can actually enjoy it.
Did you text Faz? No.
No, I messaged Alan, our S&C, and I messaged him the day before just saying, put me out of my misery. Am I fucking in it or not?
Brilliant. Alan, of all the dudes.
He didn't even open it, and then straight away sent me a thumbs up. So I'd actually called Faz a couple of weeks ago. I'd had a few beers with Bundee, and I was in a pub with Bundee and tried calling Faz.
Oh no, you didn't, Mac.
My phone was just overheating.
Yes.
Let me just do one last wipe of the sweat. I feel like I'm in Marbella.
You are, kid. The West Coast, nowhere better.
Okay, so the phone actually overheated in Galway. We've got Mac back again. He's sweating the brow. Go on, tell us. You're on the pints with Bundee, and you decided to ring Faz.
Great, brilliant.
What happened?
I thought it would be a great idea to ring Faz and a couple of the staff and have a chat to him. Faz didn't pick up, and in typical Faz fashion, didn't like. I messaged him in the morning saying sorry, and he didn't message me back or anything.
He knows that fear. He should just an old thumbs up.
He does. Like when I got his face tattooed on me, he opened it and then didn't reply for like 3 hours. Like, and then he
sounds like feeling
and then he comes back, on, oh mate, I love it, it's great. And I was like, why didn't you just reply to me straight away then?
Yeah.
So he opened it and looked at it. So that for people obviously who might not be aware, you went and got Andy Farrell, the Lions and Irish head coach's face tattooed on you.
Yeah.
I mean, does he know what he's doing? Like, is this why he's so good? He kind of can mix the having the crack, be serious, and also have you shitting yourself.
Yeah, I always get asked on like what makes him so good, and I get like a few of us have kind of come to the point of the best way to describe it is just like he just gets it. Like he just gets everything. Like, you know, whether I was talking about it just the other day, like whether it's you need a pat on the back or something, or a bit of a lift, he can deliver that to you. But on the other hand, you might not know it, but if he thinks you're slacking off or something, like he'll have no problem ripping you to shreds as well. On the other hand, he knows the right times to have piss ups. He knows the right time to tell boys to take it easy. Like he just seems to get it all right. Like his timing on everything seems to be pretty impeccable. I think that's just what makes him so good. As I said, he just, unless you play under him, it's hard to explain. But like he just gets it. He just gets it.
Do you know what, on that, Mac? Watching him play, man, and just even hearing him in kind of team talks and these behind-the-scene documentaries, he's inspirational, like, isn't he? There's very few people like that. I know you're saying kind of get it, but also that can elevate people beyond themselves. He's got that unbelievable ability to motivate, doesn't he?
And he's been there doing that.
Yeah, like he's someone you want to play for, plain and simple. And I think you actually take for granted how much you really do get out of a good head coach, how much energy they can bring to you. So, um, yeah,
Gonna
like
be great.
some of the speeches he gives, pre-game, they're like out of movies, So no, it's class having him at the helm.
How were
I'd
you?
say
How
it's
were
gonna
you?
be so exciting. Yeah.
How are you in those moments though? You know what I mean? When he's given it the equivalent of any given Sunday, and like you're a character, you know what I mean? But have you that switch as well? You know what I mean? That when it comes to game mode, we all see and love the fun live inside of you, but when it comes to playing ball, do you need to change?
Yeah, I think definitely. For me, it's probably a little bit later to others. Like a lot of guys are switched on. You can tell right from the morning in the get go, like they're eating their breakfast, staring at the eggs, and like thinking of the game already. Where I probably like just before where I come into the warm up and stuff like that. I still like to try keep a little chilled out, and then like as soon as I'm walking down the pitch, you're like, all right, it's time to get going. But as I said, like once he gets talking and he's finished with his chats. Same with Sai. In fairness to Sai, he's good at giving a good spiel before the game as well. So, um,
And
as I
that's
said, yeah, you just feed off the energy you get from him. I think that's been the main thing I've come to notice from it. Like they especially when he wasn't here, this Six Nations stuff. Like you get some amount of energy off Faz's speeches or just him being around the place.
I'd say the other countries, the English lads, some of them might have experienced with him before in the early days, but the likes of the Scots and the Welsh, the few Welsh, are going to look forward to this as well. So for you, are you injured at the minute? What's the crack with the injury?
Oh, I just got a bit of work done on the ankle, but no, I'm back running and stuff as it is, so I'll be back.
And what is it, a
Oh.
training program now to get yourself back up to speed? Obviously meeting up in a couple of weeks. I mean, like you want to be in tip top shape for that one.
Yeah, I'm just unfortunately we're not playing any finals footy, which is perfect. So I'll just be running and gymming pretty much for the next couple of weeks. There's a couple guys that I think will be up for spots in the Irish tour as well. So I think there'll actually be a good few of us around training one. I won't just be running on my own,
Yeah.
cone to cone sort of thing. Be getting a bit of skills in and stuff like that, trying to stay sharp as we can.
Mac, is there anyone in the squad you've been in touch with from the other countries? Do you get on with any of the lads that you could have, dropped a message, or are you walking in the door on the first day cold with some of those lads?
No, I haven't dropped a message to anyone. It's sort of just waiting until I'm in there. But I was, again, not too long ago, I was talking about, it wasn't last Six Nations, the Six Nations before that, me and I was doing a gig over at Twickenham, and Tommy, you were there, and
Of course he was.
yeah.
We're going to those. We're all going to those stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
come on, let's talk about
I had a
The
massive
corporate
night
pig that is
before.
Tommy Bowe.
I can't repeat it, but I had a massive night not before. But anyway, I tell you when we stop recording.
Yeah.
But then I ended up having a good few beers with Tom Curry, and obviously he was injured with his hip at the time, and we ended up getting on pretty well. And I think it was when we played this year after the game, he just said, like, it's crazy what happens in a year, isn't it? Sort of back. I sort of understood where he was coming from, and so did he with me. So I was pretty delighted when I heard he got named as well. It's just as I said, we've been through similar things, and no, I got on with him really. He seems like a really, really good fellow. I got on with him while we had those few beers.
It's the best. It honestly, the Lions that's just what's special about it, because you have the English guys, like people who you probably felt you never would have got on well with, and all of a sudden the first week you arrive in and you're rooming with them, and like you go off for a beer, you go off for a coffee, go for a swim. I mean, there's nothing quite like it. It's going to be such an exciting experience for you as well.
Mac, is there someone like that you like? We had Mike Phillips. You know what I mean? We all,
what a prick on the pitch,
honestly. But we despised playing against him. We always wanted to knock lumps out of him, and then we toured with him, and we absolutely loved him, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was just the greatest crack. Is there someone, and not to that degree, but is there someone that you're kind of going, I don't know how I'm going to get on with him? You know what I mean? You look at it and kind of go, oh, geez, don't give me him as a roomie on the first week.
No, No, in fairness, not really. Like,
Well handled. It was a shit question.
yeah, yeah. You want
Doohan van der Merwe, there you have it. Yeah.
There you go.
pretty much.
Bundee. Throw Bundee
Yeah.
under the bus. Oh, Bundee's a nightmare for
Pray to
snoring.
God, Bundee is a ship like any snores. So I pray I'm not with Bundee.
Oh yeah, Bundee hates all those
generally,
English
in
lads
fairness,
as well.
I think I couldn't see any of the coaching staff that are there. Like they would have asked a lot of questions about blokes that they're not sure with, and I don't think they would have picked any shit fellas. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty hard to be a shit fella and involved in rugby. I find like guys get found out pretty quick and get sort of shooed to the side a bit.
Yeah.
So I think everyone that's selected is going to be pretty decent fellas.
Tommy managed it, but bar him.
Yeah. Sorry. Besides Tommy,
Shit
you
bloke.
did very well for yourself.
The good luck
Tell us,
got him
what-
away with everything.
What about for the Aussies? Would you know many of those lads who would probably be involved in that? You'll be up against the Brumbies who you played with as well. Like that's going to be good. In touch with any of those boys?
Yeah. Some of them are some of my best mates that I grew up with, like the Lonergan brothers who are playing it for the Brums at the moment. Me and Lenny and Nick Frost and those sort of guys, we all sort of came up through the ranks together. So, I lived with a couple of those guys. Some guys that I lived with are playing in Perth. Like they're all over. So, obviously excited to get a few games against them and catch up with them. But I can't wait. I can't wait. As you said, I'm excited to just sort of make connections with everyone in the squad and just enjoy it.
Like Mac, it's an amazing inspirational story. Yours, to be, as you say, coming up through the ranks with those guys. Rugby didn't seem to go in the right direction for you. You took a gamble, came over to Connacht with Andy Friend, and it just revitalised your career. And all of a sudden, you're going to the Lions back down there again. I mean, you must pinch yourself sometimes. Like, and say to your parents, like, "My God, like they must be wondering how the hell this happened."
Yeah, no, I don't know how it's happened myself. Like I came over with the intentions just to have a bit of fun, do a bit of travel, experience something new, and I always knew that I had the possibility to play for Ireland. But to be honest with you, I didn't think it would ever happen. Really, I don't know. Yeah, as I said, I just came over for a bit of crack and could never have imagined getting here and experiencing this. But obviously, incredibly grateful, and
You deserve it, man. You're playing unbelievable. Like, I mean, you absolutely deserve it. But sometimes, and I'd say a lot of young players get this where, a door closes on them. And sometimes just your face doesn't fit, or you're going through a bit of bad form, you have a few injuries. And sometimes an opportunity presents itself and you take it, and it just takes you on a completely different avenue. And you've done that to the best ability. So congratulations to you.
thank you very much.
For your parents, though, how are they about the whole thing?
Oh, they're stoked. They're going for the Lions as well.
Are they?
Don't get that wrong. Yeah, 100%.
Your mom's from Cork, is that right?
Yeah.
I knew.
Good Cork woman.
Oh, can't you tell the good breeding in him? Look at him.
You know what? I was in Cork just the other week. People from Cork fucking love Cork. Oh my God.
You're not wrong.
Tell me about it.
Oh my! I've never experienced people enjoy a place so much in my entire life. Like it's mental.
It is.
A bloke was wearing a shirt and it had Cork was coloured and it said Cork, and then the rest of it was a different colour and it said not Cork.
Yeah.
And I was like, that actually sums them up to a thing.
I have that T-shirt as well. I do.
You really do. Oh, there's not a bad word we said about the place.
They are painful, honestly. That's what I have to listen to every week on this.
Matt, can we chat to the Aussie though? Like, tell us, running out like the MCG, man, over 100,000 people. Because we get the scale of sport here, but it is at a different level over there, isn't it? It is like, honestly, it's a language of its own. The AFL, rugby league, and when it comes to anything, swimming, it's so competitive. Just like, tell us from the Aussie perspective, how big's the tour? You know what I mean? How is it going to be for you walking back out there, the MCG, hopefully 100,000 people?
Yeah, I remember the last time that the lads toured over here, and the whole, as you said, it's a spectacle. The whole thing is, you never see it anywhere else in the world. Like no other sports or anything that I can think of really do what this is. So not only do the Australian public get around us, I think they get around it so much because of the travelling fans. Like the travelling fans make it something else when you just constantly for the next 2 months hearing that Lions, Lions, like hearing that chant, like it's just amazing. It's incredible. And no, there was, as I said, there was some buzz last time, and they reckon it's even bigger than it was then. And I remember how excited I was personally, and same with everyone when they were coming over. So I think the best thing about it is everyone in Australia really does get around it, like, and makes it this spectacle that everyone's excited for it to be.
And I think Joe Schmidt has really, well, like he seems to have galvanised this squad. We haven't seen them play obviously since the November internationals, but even the clubs are playing so well in Super Rugby. It's not going to be a cakewalk as a lot of people were predicting probably a year ago. It's going to be a tough battle. I mean, obviously he's talked as well about bringing players like James O'Connor, Skelton, these guys back into Australia again. So, I mean, given a sense from the Australian public, do they believe that they can really put it up to the Lions and cause an upset?
Yeah, I'd say they definitely do. And on the other hand, I haven't had much to do with Joe, but from guys that know him and from chatting to blokes that have worked under him, I'd say he's been putting in this plan since the November series or even earlier. Like this is his sort of last hurrah as head coach. So yeah, I'd say he's not just starting to think of things now. I'd say he's been writing things in his little black book about what he can do to beat us for the last good while. So I think they're definitely going to come with a plan, and I think that they're going to head into it definitely thinking they can win. So that's what you want. You just want a good test series, and I think that's what they're going to bring. I think it'd be really important for them to start strong and build that belief. But I'd say there's definitely probably a 50-50 split, I'd say, on people that think they're going to do it, people that think they're not. Like it's going to be a great series.
Matt, can I ask you just Lions memories for you? I always go back to that 97 tour, but it's mad. The rest of your touring party, you know what I mean? They wouldn't even remember that. It seems to be the George North moment in 2013 is the big one around your squad. Is there something that...
Or me getting injured? No, that's not a big memory, no. Me running a great decoy line.
Yeah.
I remember you getting tackled over the sideline for Ireland again by James O'Connor.
There you go. There you go.
I was just running down the clock. That was all part of the plan.
Genius.
Nice.
I was saying, I was talking about the game Rob Kearney just sort of took over. Like that was a pretty... I've watched that game back a couple of times. I thought that was a pretty amazing, like, I don't know, just that whole game it was close to perfect. I thought that he played. Like that was a pretty big one. I've been in the Lions for a while, so that was a big one from that series. But then the Aussie one,
that's South Africa, yeah.
That was South Africa, yeah.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that one game, the game he played there was... Where was it? Was that
second test? I think it was, yeah, up in Pretoria.
It was
Pretoria.
It was genuinely like there was two of them on the pitch, wasn't there? At one point,
oh,
there like how's he
like
there?
that's the closest thing you come to a sort of perfect game. So that sort of thing, like I found that was incredible. From the Australian one, there's a few things that stand out for me. One, he'll hate me for saying it, but I was at the Brumbies game when they lost, and I just remember I haven't really met Bestie, but I remember Bestie didn't have his best game, and I don't think he hit a single line out. That's one thing that always... I'm sorry for that, Bestie. That's one thing that always sticks in my head. I'm pretty sure Brums started grubbering it out on purpose so they could get a line out towards the end of it.
No doubt he blamed the second rows, knowing Bestie.
I wasn't playing that day, and they asked me to go and do some co-commentary up in the with TalkSport, and that was an awkward one. They kept asking me about Bessie and his line out, so I was like, yeah.
So
okay, go on.
I remember, obviously, there's the Curtly Beale slip. That was a pretty big one.
Oh yeah, I remember the first
and then I remember just in that last test, Jamie Roberts was nice enough to actually message me when I made the squad. But I remember him and Jonathan Davies just tearing to shreds that last game. I thought that's when I really... It's funny enough, when on that tour, my three favourite players, I loved Lee Halfpenny, I loved Jonathan Davies, and then I just thought it was for Jamie Roberts to come in and do what he did. Another guy that I didn't really know before he came in, because you don't really see these guys much.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty amazing. But then the last one is... Sorry, I mumble on a bit here. But I remember seeing Mano Tuolangi outside the stain. He was getting cash out. Obviously going in for a big night. But I ended up getting a photo of Manu Tuolangi outside the stadium with my little brother. And then you look up and all the lions were just obviously shit-faced, having the time of their life upstairs after the tour.
2 of you eating pies, getting money out of the bank.
I was 15, so I wasn't on one like he was, I'm sure.
What?
But so I just remember seeing him and then telling my dad, like, that's Manu Tuolangi right there.
Oh.
And I was too nervous to say anything, and then my dad just yelling out, "Hey, Manu, you don't mind if you just get a photo of my boys, do you?" Like, he'd said his name completely wrong.
Thank God for dads.
So that was another good one to at least end the tour anyway.
And Manu is a lovely man as well. We have no problem doing it. We'll finish up quickly. Let you get off back out to the sunshine. Will you get a lion's tattoo? Do you think?
Ooh.
Realistically, probably gonna have to.
You're gonna have to, aren't you?
I still gotta get my. Well, I guess Faz counts as my Grand Slam one. No, I probably will eventually.
Could you add to your Faz one? Could you give him like a mane, like a lion's mane?
Would be a shout. Could be a shout, actually.
So you know what I mean? It just evolves then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe somebody holding him up like Simba.
Yeah, maybe.
Johnny
If I wasn't
holding him
picked,
up.
I was gonna have to cross him out.
Texto holding him up.
Get Johnny holding him up. Everything the light touches, Johnny.
Maybe I'll add a mane to him. That could actually be the one. I think I'll get something. I'll definitely get something to something for the tour, but not sure yet.
I have to ask you as well. You said that yourself and Bundee were on the piss. You text Faz, he didn't answer. Who else did you text, and did they get back to you?
All the coaches. Andrew Goodman, Cy, Foggs, Paulie. I was pretty happy Paulie didn't pick up. To be honest. When I was halfway through, I was like, "Oh fuck! If he answers here, I actually don't know what I'll say to him."
I
Foggs-
We
imagine
FaceTiming.
Foggs asked you for the location and joined you in 10 minutes. Is that right?
He was, yeah. He
Great.
was strangely already on the piss. Yeah. No, he. In fairness, he was at home in bed.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Him and Cy picked up, and then got a few messages from the next day asking how I was. So that's never nice. How you doing? Are you feeling okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine.
Listen, man, that's what the Lions tour needs as well.
Yeah.
Characters like yourself. Like, it's going to be an amazing tour for you. Honestly, I can't wait for you to get over there and just enjoy the camaraderie with everybody as well. And I think no better man than yourself to be able to bring that crack.
I've one small little one. You know the way there's roles. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, Pollock's going to be in charge of the bill. What role would you like, Mack, if you could take it? I think you'd make it serious, great. You'd be a brilliant tour guide.
Front to the boat.
I was pretty shocked that I didn't get captain, to be honest. I thought that's what I was saying for. So it would have been nice. But look, maybe another
midweek, fella. Didn't leave anyone do that.
Donnacha's still hanging on to that captain's armband he got as a midweek captain.
Dude,
I don't even know. I don't even know who he was playing.
Mack, I tell you, right, selection went like this. Who's gullible enough to believe they can be involved on Tuesday and still tug out on Saturday? And they were like, what's that big Irish dopey fella? Hey, Donal O'Connell. Yeah, stick him in.
Yeah, work for you.
It did. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Sure did. Listen, Mack, I see you're with the Connacht gear there at the minute. A disappointing season for them, a little bit like Ulster and Munster, hoping to get the job done this weekend. But you've got real excitement, something huge to look forward to this summer. All the very best for the Lions, mate. Really, really appreciate you talking to us, but I hope you go well.
Thanks, lads. No, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, go well, Mack. We're so proud of you, boy.
Enjoy
Appreciate
it.
lads. Thank you.
Well, there we go. The man, the legend. He's going to be brilliant on tour, isn't he?
Do you know what I'm envious of? I wish we'd toured with him. You know that way? Going on
you will, exactly, but we have been on Lions tours with characters, and you can't underestimate how important they are to a Lions series.
100% it. 100% it. And he's one of the greatest. Thank God he's with us.
Listen, good week, Donncha. Best of luck this weekend. Fingers crossed for Munster.
Come on, Munster. Come on, Munster.
God, I hope to God Ulster finish on a high this weekend against Edinburgh. So
Yeah.
lots of rugby this weekend. Check it out, the RC. Make sure to like, subscribe to the podcast. It's flying at the minute. We're absolutely buzzing. So thank you so much for all the support.
Hear her.
If you want to tell a friend to listen, give us a listen. Please do. Chat to you soon. See you, Donncha.
Slán.